You, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to ask a question. I want an honest answer from everybody. How many people have ever done this?
Oh.
Okay. Well, today I'm here to hopefully persuade you to stop texting and driving. Being a police officer kid, I have been exposed to many different stories about tragic things and stuff like that, especially related to texting and driving. One in particular that stands out in my mind. When I was living in Mount Pleasant, just a few miles from my house, my dad was on a call, and someone came around. The kid was riding his bike across. 7-year-old kid was riding his bike across the road, and someone came around the corner and was texting and driving, and didn't see him and hit him, smushed him flat on the road, and killed him. And so, hopefully, by what you hear today from me, it will persuade you to not pick up that phone next time you're texting and driving. Why not? Well, a couple reasons why. It's illegal. Texting and driving, if you get caught for it, can really bump up your insurance rates a lot.
Mike, you do me a favor. Walk me through that, though. How do you get? Do they have to see you texting, or how does that work?
Well, that's the thing. One of the biggest problems with the whole law. I don't remember how long ago it was they passed that law.
About 2 years.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to enforce. But if they see you, if they're around you and they see you doing it, then they'll pull you over and
now,
check.
question. I'm driving. I got my phone. My thumb's moving. Your dad sees me, pulls me over, and says, "I'm citing you for texting." I was calling my wife. Is that? How's that work?
That's one of the issues with the law is how hard it is to be able to tell if someone's actually doing it. I believe you still get pulled over and probably questioned about it. And if the officer doesn't believe you're actually doing it, then you'll probably be okay.
Okay.
Because calling is legal, but
Right. It's hard to tell.
yeah.
It's easier at night. They call them blue faces.
Blue faces, I know. I've heard the blue face term. See, my thing is when I call, normally 9 times out of 10, hey Siri, and she'll pick up. I'll go, call Joanne, call whoever, and she calls it for me. I don't even have to dial, so it can be hands-free. But it's one of those things. So I was just always curious on that. You call.
Plus the cars with
So it really, the safety of your passengers is really impacted because you'll be more distracted. The safety of other drivers, it really affects that. It's a huge distraction. It delays your reaction time, and you're more likely to get in a wreck. First thing, it's illegal. Your first offense, if you get pulled over for texting and driving, is a $100 fine, $100 ticket. Your next offenses can be $200. It gives points on your license, and your insurance rates go up pretty good. So if you think your insurance rates are high right now, don't get pulled over for texting and driving because you go right up. And a $200 fine isn't really worth a text message that says okay. So, passenger safety, it puts your passengers at a really high risk. Imagine you're driving in your car with your little sister or brother, and you look down at your phone because you got a text, and you don't realize you're crossing the center line. You cross the center line and get in a crash like this, and they don't make it through the crash. How would you be able to live with yourself if that were to happen? That would just be a terrible thing for your family, a terrible thing for you to have to live with. Safety of other people. Texting and driving causes you to take your eyes off the road. In doing that, you don't see things that you would see otherwise, such as other drivers. Maybe they're the one crossing the center line or something, and you don't see it, and you might get in a head-on crash with them. Pedestrian safety. I don't think anyone wants to be in this situation here where they are, with the bike there in the helmet or behind bars. If you hit somebody with a car while driving, you can get charged with vehicular manslaughter, and you can get anywhere from 2 to 20 years in jail. So texting and driving it's not really worth it because it's a pretty serious consequence if you were to hit somebody and end their lives. Some people would say that texting and driving is necessary because the text would be really important. What if it's something that I've been waiting on for a long time? I really need to answer it. Well, if it's that important that you really need to answer it, it's not that hard to pull over on the side of the road, find a safe spot on the shoulder or a little parking lot that you can pull off it and answer it real quick, and then get back on the road, and then no one gets hurt. There's no harm done. Another reason not to text and drive is because of all the hands-free technology, like Siri. You can use that pretty easily and not have to do this while you're driving on the road. Bluetooth, that helps a lot. Some cars now, actually most of them, the newer ones, you can connect your phone through Bluetooth right to your car, and so you can do stuff without picking up your phone and texting. It delays your reaction time. quite significantly. It actually delays it more than drinking and driving does. There's a study done by Car and Driver magazine where they took two people. One person was in his mid-20s, and the second subject was in his 30s, and they put them in a car separately, and they would flash a dot on the windshield, and they were driving. The first test was texting and driving. They were trying to see how the reaction time changed, and so they would flash the dot when the person was texting, and they would time how long it took them to stop in reaction to like a stoplight or someone crossing the road or something. And then the second time, they were slightly intoxicated at the legal limit, and they did the same exact thing. And the results show the first person, the 20-year-old, he traveled 21 feet farther while texting and driving than he did while drinking and driving. And the second person went 30 feet farther than he did when he was drinking.
That's
And this
a
isn't-
first down. That's a long way.
It's a long way. And also, 5 seconds, I was looking at some other stuff. Even if you look down for 5 seconds is enough to travel the distance of a football field. So, that's the average that they said time people spend looking down at their phone when they're texting and driving. And 100 yards of football field, that's a really long way. A lot of bad things can happen in that amount of time. You're more likely to crash, a lot more likely to crash, 23% more likely to be involved in a crash while texting and driving. There are 1.6 million crashes every year according to the National Safety Council due to texting and driving. 330,000 injuries occur each year. 1 out of every 4 accidents actually in the U.S. is due to texting and driving, and 11 teens die every day as a result of it. So it can really ruin your life, it can ruin lots of other people's lives if you do it. Just remember, next time you're about to pick up that phone and text and drive, you don't want them responding to your text. Thanks for listening.
Hold on,